Okay, so we have to we have to we have two parties who can help me with them.
System and user.
Okay, thank you. Who was that? But I cannot see who is talking. Sorry. Who spoke just now?
System. User.
The system that spoke.
It's for like
Ah, okay. Right. All right. So let's go to our basic shapes. So every single time we start, right? And all right, so we don't have our, I think it's in view. Yeah. So just in case you create your um swim lane and then you don't have the automatic arrow, just come to view and click on auto connect and then you have it. So it start giving you the arrow. Let's just shift to my stuff. Can you guys still see it okay? Yeah?
Yes, Papa. Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Start. So as a user, what's the first thing you do on this website? Everybody, anybody?
You sign in.
Is that the first thing? Like, what's the
You,
very first process like
you sign up.
going? Is that the
Now you come
first
to the
thing?
landing page.
Okay. But
You
but
navigate to your landing page.
okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, and then what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next process? So remember how you wrote your user story, I mean your acceptance criteria in the given when then syntax, and how I always say that you should always write in story, like write a journey. So if you think about your acceptance criteria, it will help you with your process map as well. So like a user navigates to the website, what's the next thing that a user does? Now they're on that page, what's the action they are taking on that page? And another thing I would like to mention is all your processes starts, even your decision, it starts with a verb. You don't write sentences in processes, so it has to be direct, straight to the point. And for this we are doing the eye level process now. But eye level doesn't necessarily mean it's not detailed. Um, it doesn't mean that it has to be scanty. High level just means that you are going straight to the point. Like you are saying, you are just um, talking about the major functionalities that are supposed to be on that particular, I mean, the major processes that a user will go through on that on this particular website. So, for instance, if you want to do eye level, um, because we are doing the end-to-end journey, and then we get to create profile. So for the low level, we have to explain to a user how they will create the profile. So we'll use sub processes, all the things that are supposed to go into creating that profile. But for the high level, we can just say create profile. Do you understand or have confused you?
You can say it again.
It's recorded. Oh my God, all these things, like I don't know if I can say it exactly the same because I'm saying it from my head. So I said that eye level does not necessarily mean that it is not detailed. Eye level does not stop a process map from being detailed. However, for the what differentiates the eye level from the low level is the fact that um in low level you have sub processes. So for instance, I gave the example of create profile. For eye level, we can just say create profile. But for low level, we have to explain how a user will create a profile. So what are the sub processes they need to that needs to be in place for them to achieve that goal of creating a profile? Do you get what I mean? Or I confused you?
Well, it's clear to me now.
Okay. All right. So what's the next? What's the next process? What's the next process? Like when a user, what action is a user doing when a user navigates to your website? Like when a user, okay, no, when Folakemi goes to a website, Folakemi, on your first visit to a website, what do you do on that website? Like, what do you do?
View the content.
Okay, but if you want to say it in a BA terms or in an IT terms,
Okay.
what are you going to say? It's not wrong.
Navigate
course,
to
you
the
are
website.
No, because when you go on a website, like you are looking around, right? You are
Like
looking
browse.
around. Yeah, exactly. Browse.
Browse through the
Exactly. That's the word I'm looking for. Browse through the website. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Whoever said that, because I'm not saying. So the next thing will be a decision, and the owners of this project, please, what's the next step a user needs to take on your website? Because the next thing will
Sign in
be
or
a
login.
decision. Okay.
Register or sign in.
Okay. So register. You can explain why this is a decision. Anybody? Don't be afraid to give a wrong answer. It's just going to help you. I mean, it helps it stick better when you answer. Who can explain why this is?
Okay, because the user has gone through the website and he had the
Mhm.
option to either leave the website or take another action, either to register or to sign in or do something else.
Thank you very much. Who spoke? Sorry.
Nero,
Who is
sorry about my voice.
Oh, Nero. What happened to your voice? Oh my God. I almost that yeah, I mean that's the reason, to be honest. Yeah, that's very, very correct. So every time a user is taking, I mean, anytime a user comes on your website, the user has options. So you are not enforcing a user to register on your website. You can only, like, it's up to them to make that decision. Do you get? So that's the reason the user can decide to stop at the place of browsing through your website. Okay, this website is not for me, and they leave, or they can decide to become a part of the website by registering on the website. So we have the decision point. As you can see, I gave a question mark here, and this is a yes. So if it's a yes, what happens? What happens?
Fill the registration form, like
Okay, so you are saying like what you said now is more of fill the registration form, but it I mean, okay, let me just use what you said to explain low level. For instance, if this is a low level process map, what we are going to do instead of saying, we'll say fill the registration form, but I'm not going to use fill anyways because I will
or complete
use
registration.
enter details,
Okay.
enter details because that's what they'll do. Remember, we are trying to use IT terminologies as much as possible. So I will say enter details, but under the enter details, I will have sub process for the low level, which will be enter like the name, username, create username, and all of those that will now lead to the goal of registration for the registration to be complete. Do you understand? Does it make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Okay. Please, if you have any question at any point, please just stop me. If it's a no, we are just going to connect it back here because, of course, they just want to browse the website, so it should just come back this way. And we type no here. That's okay. So what then happens when the user enter details?
Sorry, Bolu. What if the user is a member already?
Yeah, we'll still do that situation.
Because this one said register. So in that situation, what is going to be like? Because decision one go back, one go down, we one go forward.
Yeah, we are still going to do that scenario.
So after the sorry. So after the user enters the details, would the system store the details?
That's a question to you. So what's the next line of action after they've entered their details? What then happens? Before the system comes in, the user has to do something.
Confirms them or sends them?
Accept terms and conditions.
That's
Click
some
register.
Okay.
Complete registration.
Yeah, so we already said they are going to enter details. So for the system to receive whatever it is that you are sending, you have to carry out an action, which is that you have to click on the submit button or the register button, as the case may be, after you've entered your details. So now you have entered your details, right? But you still have to carry out the action of clicking on that register button. Does that make sense? So it's after you have clicked on the register button, you are sending it to the system. So now the system carries out an action. So much silence. Okay. Do you guys understand what I just said?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I can't see you guys, so please try to respond so that I don't feel like I'm alone, because I'm sharing my screen, so I can't see those down the call. All right, so what does the system do? Like when you click on that register button?
The system will create an account.
Okay. But before the system creates your account, would the system have to confirm details? Because we put the cap, right? Like we put some rules when we're writing the acceptance criteria, right? That I mean, the number of names entered, how many characters you get, the kind of password you want to accept, and all of that. Right? Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right, brother.
Okay. So the first thing would be that the system receives the details first. Let's just receive details, and then it makes a decision, because the system too has the power to make a decision, which would be details correct or correct details, as the case may be. So if it is a yes, then the system will create an account, right? Create account. However, if it's a no, system will need to give user a pop-up message.
But even if it's a yes, because I know like some system will send like a email verification, like verify your account before you can use it.
Okay, but the people that own the project, they are not talking, so I'm just doing my thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I'm just asking just to know where like just to learn, like in case if it's that kind of system.
Definitely. Why not? So if it's a yes and the system has to send verification, this will be the next process. Do you get? So
I'm still very sick. Can't even eat. I've been taking orange juice like since. I had to tell my neighbor, man.
sorry about that. I'm sure she doesn't know she's unmuted. So if it is a yes, the next line of action will be that the system will send confirmation email, right? Mohammed, can we see me?
Yeah, confirmation email just for the person to verify the email.
Okay. Confirmation email. Let's say for argument's sake, we want our user experience to be really straightforward. And it depends on the security of the system as well. So let's just say confirmation email, and then user will have to verify email, right?
Yes.
Okay. Send confirmation email, sorry. Send confirmation email. And then what does the user then do with the email?
They need to click on a link to verify their account.
Okay. So what then happens?
After that, they will be allowed. That's when they can actually log in to use the account after verification.
But what then happens after this? Now that they have clicked that link, what happens? What's the next?
Directed to the website, right?
Huh?
Yeah, they will be redirected to the login page.
No, the system has to do something. This is an action by the system, right? And the arrow has to go back, because now the system has to create their account. You don't understand the journey that I'm talking about. Like,
I think maybe the system.
The system has sent a
system-
confirmation email, right? And they are clicking this link. So if they click this link, what then happens? What
Another
action?
email will
Like,
be
who is
sent.
it sent?
They
I mean,
verify.
okay, so now they have verified their account, right? Like, okay, they've used the link. So what then happens? What's the action that happens for that link? Once that link is clicked, what then happens? Remember that
There'll be-
all of this has not still created their account.
It will take you back to signing.
The system will
Okay.
create an account.
Exactly. The system has to create their account. If the account has not been created by the system, how do they want to have an
Yeah.
account or sign in? So please don't always forget your processes. Like, don't get carried away at all. I mean, when you are doing stuff, because when this action happens, another action has to follow. Do you understand what I mean? Another action, when you say they have to verify their account, why are they verifying their account? What's the usefulness? What's the value of verifying their account? Why do we need them to verify their account? Do you get? Because for every account, it is created by the system. And that's why the system recognizes your account when you decide to log in. Do you get what I mean? Do you understand the logic?
Yes.
So I think this should be a decision. They can choose to verify their account or not, but let's just leave this for argument's sake. So let's say accounts, create account. Yeah, we've not done the no for this. Let's not get carried away and not do the no. So what happens when it is a no? What will the system do? If the details is not correct, what will the system do?
Send error message back, like
Okay.
regarding what is the reason why has not been created. Maybe the email is not correct, or the email didn't meet the requirements of the
Okay.
system
Display,
or the password.
display error message. So the user will then review error message. Review error message, and then what does the user need to do after they review the error
They need to go
message?
back. They need to go back to registration. Like when they review it, like the process has to go back to, I don't know how we're gonna get it
Are you
back.
sure? Are you sure it needs to go back to registration? Because now they've entered their details, right? They just need to repeat that error message and correct it, right? So
Yeah, and proceed.
when they correct it, it goes back here. It comes back to confirmation email because it's been corrected. Now the system can then send them an email. But what are they doing after reviewing the error message? What should they do? Because
They
we
should
said that
click
their details.
submit again.
Remember this. Remember this. Details correct. That's what led us to this point. So what after they reviewed the error message, what's the action that they are taking?
They register again. They just
No, they are not registering again. Remember this. Details correct. That's what led to this. So what are they supposed to do?
I don't know.
Look at this. Details correct, right? We said
Yes.
no because the detail is not correct. That's why the system displayed error message. Now,
Yes.
this error message, they are reviewing it. So when you go on a website and the system displays error message for you, what do you do? What's the next thing you do? What do you try to do on the website?
You try and correct the message. Like
Exactly. So you have to correct the details. That's all. That's why I said look at this. Details correct. So enter correct details, and then it moves you back here. Do you get what I mean? So you just
yeah.
follow the journey. Yeah. This. Maybe I still on
So
registration. Wow.
so
This issue with process map can be very, very stressful. It has to be done. Okay. Yes. So now account has been created. So what then happens? It goes back to the user. It goes back to, okay. So create accounts. Then the system should redirect user to the landing page, right?
yes.
Okay. Another thing is that now I'm just thinking about it. So this is the beauty of doing process map together. When you are doing it, you might not get your processes in the first go. You get, like, when you keep reviewing it till you finish and you feel like, oh, I think I missed a process here. So I'm thinking now that if in a situation whereby a user has an account on this website, right? Where does it come in? Registered, yes. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Instead of registered, the person will just sign in.
Yeah, but I'm thinking now, because this can go in two ways. Like this register that we have here, this is with the assumption of this person does not have an account. Do you get? So
Yeah.
if we change this to registered and we say yes, that means that the person will just sign in and they don't have to go through all of these details. God, process map can mess with your brain. But yeah. All right. Let's see, in a situation, okay, so for this situation, we say that
See, sorry, can there be two decisions? Like let's say when we leave that browse through the website, can there be a decision like, you know, with someone with current account or new user? So if there can be a decision between that browse through after the browse through the website, if there can be a decision like, you know, someone like new user or existing user. So
so you can do that in this decision box. You don't have two decisions. 1 minute, please. Sorry, sis, I'm in a meeting. I'm in a meeting. Yeah, I'm in a meeting. Okay. Yeah. When you finish, call me. All right, anyway. I'm sorry about that. So as I was saying, you don't have two decision points. I've never seen it. I've never ever seen it. But however, if you want to do that, you can actually say in this decision point, new user.
New or existing user, yes or no?
Yeah. So, but when you say new or existing user, how are you now then going to differentiate who is a new user, who is an old user.
I think if the decision is one,
so I think
is no. So that is gonna be the process. So the yes is we're gonna go through the process of yes, and we're gonna go through the process of no.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. But you can also change this to registered anyway. So if you say registered, you just go through the process of login and all of those. However, I can still link it. So let's go. So I mean, process map makes you really think. is not one of the easiest exercises as a BA to do. It's not the funnest thing. I would choose to create wireframes 1 million times over process map, but yeah, it's very important for projects, and unfortunately we have to do it almost every time. So this goes back to the user, right? Redirect user to the landing page. And then I think this can be a decision because the user can decide to just sign up and leave the website, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's make this a decision and say log into account. Right? And if it's a yes, what happens? And if it's a no?
Log into account, they can view their dashboard. Is it dashboard or my account?
Yeah. If it's a yes, what happens?
Hello, hi.
Hello. Sorry. Good evening,
Why,
sir.
why are you logging in? Why are you logging in when you're already on the landing page?
Why are they logging in? Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's redirecting them to the landing page, but I'm not sure that they want to. So the question is, they can decide to register and leave the website, or they can decide to log into their account and have. So because they are registered does not necessarily mean they are signed in into the page. So that's the assumption we are working with. I don't know if that's how it works on the people doing this project.
No, but that will not be a landing page. Landing page is that you're on your profile.
No,
If
landing
I'm
page is no. Landing page is not necessarily that you're your profile. I can take you to a website right now and I will show you that you are not on your profile just because you're on the landing page. Remember when we started, we said navigate to the landing page. It doesn't necessarily mean you've done anything. So
okay.
1 minute, I'm just going to show you this is landing page and I'm not in any profile. You get, except I'm signed in. Except please be muted if you are not speaking. Sorry. So this is a landing page. Except I'm logging, I can't access my profile. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So we are working with the assumption that people can decide to register and leave the website, or they can choose to. I mean, it will redirect them to the. I don't know how this website is built because there are some websites once you sign up, you just. I mean, you are just redirected to the. And again, it's not every website that redirects you to your profile. So even though I'm here, I still have to click on the side navigation panel to get to my profile. So I'm not automatically in my profile. It still takes me back to the landing page. But now I can see the side navigation panel. That's the only difference. Does that make sense? Because this is my profile. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so the people that own this project, they're not really talking. So I don't know. This is just me making assumptions with you guys, and we are doing it along the way. So I don't know if this is how it works because there are some
Yeah,
websites,
sorry, Olu, you
truthfully.
said redirect to the landing page. Redirect user to the landing page. It's not supposed to be redirect user to sign in because we're already on
That's what
the
I'm saying.
landing page.
Okay. So when is the system that redirects a user to the landing page, right? And then the user can choose to either log into their account or not. I don't know if, and I was saying that there are some websites that once you sign up, you are just redirect. I mean, your account, you are able to access everything. It's equivalent to you logging in on some websites. Once you sign up, is equivalent to you logging in. But on some other websites, you are still demanded to log into your website, even though you signed up on the website. So I don't know how this one was created. However, once you create an account, the system will automatically redirect you to the landing page of the website so that you can then make a decision on whatever it is you want to do. At least you will navigate to other pages of the website. So even though it's redirecting you to the landing page of the website, it doesn't necessarily mean your account is not functional or you are not able to access other things on the website. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I'm saying that I don't know how this project is. I don't know if once a user is redirected to the landing page, I don't know if they need to log into their account, even though they just created an account, or they just have access to everything that they are supposed to have access to on their accounts once
So
they are
after
logged in.
registration, you have to log in.
Okay, so we are on track. So now it's up to them. The user can decide to log in or not because it's a decision. They can decide to leave the website after registering and say, I'll come back another day. Or they can just decide to log in. So if it's a yes and they decide to log in, what will be the consequence? What's the next line of action?
Enter login details.
Okay. Okay. If it's okay, so what's the I know this is yes. Let me not forget to write yes here. Yes. So the enter login details. What's the next line of action?
The user will click here login button.
Okay. Then what next?
Is the system now? The system will redirect user to user's account.
But when the system needs to make a decision that this account is correct, and the login details are correct. All right.
Okay.
So the system will verify. System will verify details. Right? Verify details. Sorry, we have to do the no for this. If it's a no, what happens?
Leave website.
Okay, so you want it to be end. Okay, we'll end that process. All right, I'll just put it here and then I'll connect it. Right, I'll just write end here. So this will be our end point. Well, another thing is, okay, let me write no here. No, Another thing is that I want to say that you can have more than one end in your process depending on how the process is. But I always like to, as much as possible, connect all my processes to one end. Of course, this end will keep shifting anyway. So click on, we've done this. So details correct. If it's a yes, what happens? If it's a yes, what happens?
The system will redirect user to the account.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's a no, what happens?
The system will send an error message.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. If it's a no, display error message, right? This process map is getting really big. So what then happens?
The user will review error message. Enter correct detail.
And then it should come back, right?
Yes, the system.
Come back here. And so what's the next action now that they are logging? Because now it's a user that will do stuff. The direct user. Sorry. What does the user do? Owners of this project, please. What's the next thing that the user needs to do? Who are the owners of this project, please?
Redirect user to account. Go to profile.
Okay. So click on profile, right?
Yeah. Okay, maybe click on account and maybe you can view profile. It's supposed to be click on account.
Click on account.
Yeah. Is it click on account or browse through the account? Because there will be many, I don't know if there will be many icons in the account, many tasks they can do.
Yeah, but it's only when you click on your account, that's when you can get to see your personal details.
Okay. Oh, sorry. What I mean, after clicking on accounts, what does it do? I think the system carries an action here, right? Because it's a system that will display your account.
Yeah. Sorry, Bolu. This process map is for registration, right?
No, it's for end to end. It's not for registration.
Okay, end to end.
Of what
Wow.
the user will do. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the next line of action after the user has successfully logged in?
Okay. Sorry, another question. The user we're referring to, the user is a visitor.
I mean, if you have gotten to this point, are you still a visitor? If you have been able to log into your account, are you still a visitor? No, you're part of the family, and that's why we gave you a decision to make a decision. Do you want to become
Okay,
a member
yeah,
of our
definitely.
family or
Click
not?
on, yeah. So click on
So
account. Click on
okay.
account, yeah.
Then what
Okay.
next? What's the next line of action? If they click on account, what then happens? Does the system respond to that action?
So when you click on your account, you can view your profile.
Does the system has any party to that?
Okay, wait. Redirect user to account. Okay, for the, like after redirecting user to the account, logging in, directing
Yeah,
user to
because
you're already in your
now
account, yeah.
yeah. So when you say click on account, they're already in their account. So what are they supposed to do? Like once they have been redirected, for instance, in this example now, like now I can see the side navigation panel and my account. This is my account now, my account, and this is the side navigation panel. Of course, I'm still on the landing page. So yeah, I don't know where am I navigating to because all of these are side navigation panel. I mean, this is a side navigation panel with all the menus, and any menu I click on redirects me to that particular page. So what's the like when a user gets into the account, what do they want to achieve by being on their account?
Okay, when the user gets like after getting into okay, let me see your screen again. Like redirect user to account. Redirect user to account. The user navigates through the website.
No, they're not
Clicks
navigating
on.
to the web. They're not
Sorry.
navigating to the website. What do I mean? What is the
Okay.
next thing they do? Do you have a side navigation panel?
We do like click on my account on the side navigation panel. Click on account on side navigation panel. Is able to view
Why?
profile.
Wait,
To
hold
view
on.
account. Okay.
Hold on, because now they are in their account, right? Their account has been created. Now they are redirected to their account. The system has redirected them to their account. So they are no longer clicking
Okay.
on account. Do you get? So now their business will be to navigate to different pages of the website. So,
Okay.
and what we aid them in doing that will be the side navigation panel. So if you remember how you wrote your user story, right? That about the side navigation panel, what's the first thing a user will do, like as part of the side navigation panel?
View.
Okay. All right. View side navigation. Navigation. Now, and what's the action that they need to take? Because it's not everything there that actually um is of value. You get like it's not everything on the side navigation panel is of major value to them. So when you are doing your process map, you are thinking of the minimum viable product, which is the MVP. So MVP is like what's the thing that users cannot do without, like this particular website cannot function without this particular feature. So without this feature, there is nothing like this website. So we don't have a website if we don't have this feature. There's nothing to release to users. So when you are thinking about, and that's why you know see that there is click on home, click on whatever, click on about us on this because it's not MVP, right? So the major thing, like the first thing a user will want to do is create their account, log into their account, and all of that. So you don't really necessarily have to, or even if it's menu on the header, you don't necessarily have to put in your process map, click on about us, click on click on. So those things, except they are of value, like great value to the website, you don't necessarily have to include it in your process map. Does that make sense? And I hope I've not confused anybody.
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, view site navigation panel. So what's the next line of action that they need to take? I know your is a tutor's website. I mean, is a learning management website, right?
Yeah.
So what's the next thing? Like, according to, if you've been following, like based on the mandate that your PO gave to you, what's the thing that you feel like is of value? Like on that side navigation panel, where do they need to navigate to for them to harness this website?
I think click on my profile.
Okay, what's the value their profile is giving to them?
So when you click on your profile, you are able to see details and update details as well, like set your preference.
Okay, what's that supposed to achieve?
For you to be matched as a parent and as a tutor.
Okay, all right, that's of value. Create profile. I mean, is it create profile? Oh, click on
update profile.
Click on profile menu, right? On the side navigation panel. So what's the next thing? Then update profile, right?
Yes.
I think this is where the system comes in, right? Because it's a system that does the search, match parent to tutor. But you know that these people's this thing, you are going to create two process maps, one for parents and one for tutor. Do you know?
Yeah.
Let's assume this is for parents.
Okay.
So you have to create two, one for parents, one for tutor. Their journey will be similar, but not completely the same. Okay, so update profile, then what next?
So do we have to go for the process map? Do we have to go like into details of what the parents are updating? Because when you update profile,
No.
you can add a child without having to go through details. Then after updating profile, you can save. Yeah.
No, that's for the low level. Yeah, for the low level, yes. For the high level, this is high level. This is high level process map. So for the low level, that's what I was talking about previously, that for the low level, you have to explain what this update profile entails. Do you get?
Yeah.
So you do the sub process, add child, whatever, save, and like that. Do you get? But for this, we just say update profile. So you can imagine how low level is really big because it goes into the nitty gritty, like it's very detailed. But this is not very, very detailed, like even though it's looking very big. But yeah. So update profile, what's the next thing that happens? What's the next thing that happens? I think it's the system that does something here. So they narrow down.
Okay. So after updating profile, then the admin. What is that? The system. Okay, let me not say admin. So the system work. Okay. Okay, so the system update profile, but it's not an immediate thing because the system is supposed to start. The system is going to create profile. Yeah, it's going to create profile, but it's long. How do we say those ones?
No. So what does this? I mean, the benefit of updating your profile. What's the benefit?
So you can
Is
be
to be
matched and
matched,
assigned
right?
to a tutor. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that would be the next line of action from the system, because it's the system that will do it. It's not you. You are not the one doing it. It's the system that matches you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Match user parent to tutor. Okay. User to tutor. Because we've been using user. Everybody is quiet. All my contributors, they left me. Only Nero is here. Okay.
Yeah, listening.
Hello, Bolu.
The plan is not for you guys to listen. The plan is to contribute. Hello, good evening. Sorry.
Good evening. This is BC.
Hi, BC.
Yeah. After updating profile, will there not be another process? Either saved, the user will save profile that has been updated before the system will.
Yeah, that's for sub process. Like that's going into low level process mapping. So like I was telling Nero earlier, so because there's a lot that is entailed in this update profile, they still need to add a child, put your name and all of that, click on save before. But this is high level, so it's not going into the integrity of what this update profile is. You get, so it's just telling us the processes that are going to happen for us to get to our end goal. So this is high level. It doesn't go into details.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, the reason why we were doing all of this is because these are things that we cannot skip for all of this. However, if it's if it's low level, we are going to explain what details are to be entered in this place. You get the same with the registration, even though it's big. But yeah, these are things that cannot be skipped because of how this registration is. You get, yeah, so that's why that is like that. All right. Does that make sense, BC?
Bolu, yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hello, Bolu.
Yes, boss.
Yeah, I was going to ask if end compulsorily have to be on the user's flow chart.
No, it depends on where the end ends. Do you get? I mean, it depends on. Oh wow, it depends on where the process ends. It can end on the system. It can end on the. I mean, whichever the journey. So sometimes it's not only user and system. There are some processes. Okay, I think I have an example here. 1 minute. I know. Can't find it again. Can't find it again because I closed it. I've shut down the system too many times because it's misbehaving. Yeah, I can't find it. I just wanted to show you the one I was working, doing our work. It has, I mean, it has different flows. So it's not necessarily system. You get, and there are some systems that have name. So it might not necessarily be that like that. Oh my God, this is so colorful. It's color blinding. Ish. Was I the one that did this? My God. Sorry.
A color blind person cannot view this thing. No?
It's too much. Wow.
I'm telling
Oh
you.
my God. Even me is shocking me as I am looking at it. It's so much
color riot.
It's not actually. It's not actually
This
color
process,
iron
man.
because that's what they gave me, but it's too much colors. Why? Why do I want to have so much colors like that? Oh no, I can't find that one. Let me see. This is the problem when I start looking for things. I'm sorry. I'm so
So
sorry,
what I
guys.
was actually asking is, I wanted to know, the end of the end-to-end process,
Yeah.
not the ones that end in between. That one, does it have to be on the system's end or the user side?
It depends. So for this one, the reason why we have an end on the user side is because of this decision. So this login, so this user can decide to leave. I mean, that's our assumption that according to the owners of the project, they said that the user, for instance, after registration and you are redirected to the landing page, you make the decision to either log into your account or not. And if you're not logging into your account, what are you still doing on the website? You can either decide to browse or end your journey.
Okay.
So that's why it's here. However, whatever happens, I'll still connect the whatever, like wherever this one ends, I'll still connect it back here. I'll connect the arrow back here. So it can end anywhere, like anywhere, either in any swim lane, depending on where the process ends. So that's up to you. There's no rule to say, oh, this is where this process must end. You get, if it's the system that is taking the last action, the system ends the process. If it's the user that is taking the last action, the user ends the process. So, and like I said, you don't necessarily have to have one end in your process. Do you get? Because there are times that I think I have an example here, whereby you don't necessarily have to have one end. Like there are times that you have several because of how your journey is going. Because of how the journey is, so you might have more than one. Okay, it's not allowing me. Sorry. I mean, all the examples I wanted to show you.
Yeah, that's
My
fine.
system is
Thank you.
misbehaving. Yeah, so that's it. Sometimes you will have some end in a certain flow of your process, and then you have to start another journey because of how that process is. Some systems are that complicated that they don't even join with another. You get it happens like that. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to keep us till 11. I want us to finish this process map soon. So match user to tutor. Then what next? Decision. Okay. Why? Why are we taking a decision? The owners of this project, please stop. Okay.
I'm not part of the project, so but
Oh, okay.
I just
But why
take
do you think it's a decision?
because matching user to tutor, that's like the system has to make a decision on that.
Okay. You are saying that this should be a decision instead of a process. Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a reason why you think so? No, I mean we are all here learning, so there's no right or wrong. But yeah, I'd like to know your opinion on why you think that this should be the system should be making the decision of matching user to tutor.
Can there be any situation where like there will be no available user at the time, or there will or there will be the number of tutor is more than the user? Will there be some sort of scenario like that? That maybe when the system want to match, there will be no user available.
So I mean that question
no
is
tutor available for a user.
That question is for those that are working on this project. Is that scenario? I mean, have you guys factored in that scenario?
If what? Sorry, please can you come again?
I said, could there be any situation where the available tutor. Like, let's say if the system want to match user to a tutor, maybe the number of tutor that is available is less than the user.
Yeah.
Could there be any scenario like that?
No, the scenarios are just, it's likely possible to maybe feel maybe your preferences, your subjects, and there might not be a tutor available. It's very possible.
So, and if they are not available, maybe like
Okay.
But the thing is,
tutor, like,
but you know, sorry, Bolu, you know, our own you know, most of our acceptance criteria, like we're concentrating on just the front end
Okay.
of the project. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this availability, like he's talking about, is the back end. Like, are we supposed to include things like that in our process map? Because it's not in our acceptance criteria.
Okay.
So like, but like what he said about the tutor just now, like match user to tutor, I feel it's a
Yeah.
decision too. I feel it's not supposed to be like a process as well, because
Okay. So
yeah.
from a process, you can bet the decision. If you remember this, let us go back.
Okay.
Verify details. Now we are asking details correct. So in this situation, we can say match user to tutor. Available tutor. Tutor available. Yes. No. Do you get?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So you can actually get a decision out of the process. Okay, so you are saying that we don't need this. We just assume that the backend match. That's our business, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So what's the next line of action? If they've been matched, what does the system do next? Because I'm sure that the system has to do something. I say I'm sure. Sorry, I think the system has to do something. Just like we are all thinking, since we are not the owners of this project.
Maybe
It's only
Message.
send
a message.
Send a notification.
Okay, is it a message or a
You'll be
notification?
matched with so tutor.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too. I think that the system should do that. But is it a notification or a message?
Message.
Oh.
Okay.
Message.
Is it in form of email or just message on the am I going to see the message on my profile?
Yes, there's a menu. We have a menu for message on the navigation panel.
So the system just
on the
sends,
side. Yeah.
Yeah, on the side
of the
panel. So the system just sends that message directly to that place, or the system notify users.
No, the system notify the user. Yeah, the system notifies.
Yeah, there are two things. Okay. Okay, and what next? What then happened? It's only Nero that is here, that is working on this project. Temitope, Adenike, what's happening? Why are you guys so quiet? Lola, I know you are not working on this project, but why are you so quiet tonight? Olayemi, all of you, I'm calling your house. What's going on? Why is everybody quiet today? The point of I'm not a tutor here. I'm just we are doing this together, like I said from the start.
This process map.
Yeah, I know. But it's something we have to learn. We can't run away from it. Imagine if they employed you for a job and it's only process map you're supposed to do. What are you going to do?
Hello,
the first thing to do.
You know, one has to be familiar with the process to a certain extent before being able to contribute.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Like, think about it. Like, we've been going through the process. So think about, like, Mohammed is not on this project. He doesn't work on this project. And he made suggestions. Oh, what do you think? Chip in sometimes. So don't just leave it to just few persons. So you can think through, like, I'm not working on this project, but I can imagine certain things happening. Do you get? I don't have the full scope of this project. Even though I'm a mentor on the project, but I don't have the full scope because the mandate wasn't given to me. It was given to the intern. So that's the point of this. We ask questions. Because if you are just mute, like the whole point of this is to learn, and the more you contribute, the more it sticks. So say what you think about, oh, this is what I think should be here, or this is what I think. Like I said, I think the system should do something here, and Mohammed also chipped in. So yeah, that's how to like get the most out of things like this. Anyhow.
Anyway. Sorry, I'm just I'm trying to get my own number.
Who is telling
Thank
me
you for
sorry?
calling.
Don't be
Thank you
sorry.
for
Don't
calling
be
me
sorry.
out. Actually, I've been very sick. So I'm just joining, but I know I'm just joining, but I'm here, but I'm not here, so I'm just trying to gather
Okay.
myself.
What is your strength? It is well with you and your body and spirit and soul. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, boss.
Please, before we finish, what are
Wait. Let us finish. I can't hear you though. You are breaking up, Mohammed. Mohammed, you are
I said
breaking
it
up.
seems this is one of the hardest.
It seems this is one of the hardest. I didn't get that, to be honest. You are breaking.
Did you get that?
No, it's breaking up. Sorry. Can you repeat it again? I didn't hear. Or whoever. Oh, okay. I think it's better now. Yeah, I think I can hear you clearer now.
I said it seems this is one of the hardest job for a BA to do. Is it?
Well,
With all these things, you said this one is low level or high level.
This is high level. Well, I won't say it's the hardest, but it's just that it's brain tasking. Like you have to think through it. You really need to think through it, through your process map. And like I said in the beginning,
because if I understand, the high level is the opposite, right?
No, this is high
level. The high
level
level is the opposite because
this is high level.
Yeah,
high level.
Is the high level is streamline one or the low level?
The high level is the one whereby you just go straight to the process like we are doing here. It doesn't mean that it's scanty. High level does not necessarily mean it's scanty and does not have information. However, low level comes with a lot of information whereby you have to go into details. For instance, for this create profile or update profile, you need to explain what is in the sub processes, like BC pointed that, are you not supposed to save? Are you not supposed? So for this update profile now, they will add child, there are so many processes under this. And that's why we use this one, which is called sub process, to explain all the processes that come under this, because there are some processes under this before we can achieve this update profile. Yeah. So it's more detailed, like you are going into nitty-gritty. But yeah, for the high level, you are just going, for this one, we just said update profile and then the system match user to tutor. But for the low level, we are not going to go like this.
That means if it's low level, it's even gonna be more than this one. It's gonna be all over the place. We have to explain way bigger. Every process.
Yeah, it's way bigger. I think I need to look for the low level process map so that I can show you. I have one very massive one, very big.
On that note, Bolu, please, can I ask this question? Because I've been raising my hand since my hand on the premium.
Yeah, I did not see. I told you guys now. I can't see what's happening because I'm sharing my screen.
Okay. But you'll be given a time for this kind of report. Not that they just give you and they want you to produce this report today. Is there a time limit for such report?
Yeah, definitely there'll be. Like depending, to be honest. Yeah, how do I explain this now? Okay, so it depends on the organization you're working with. So they can say, oh, I want this, like this has to be produced ASAP, and then you have to produce it. You get, so it depends on where
I will be
you.
sweating, with this, okay, I can
No, it's just
understand with
really
high level.
understanding.
I can understand this high level, but that in that ASAP, no level has to be detailed to the lowest form.
Yeah, the thing is, if you really that's why I say I always advise that write your user story or your acceptance criteria in journey format, because if you write it as a journey, you can use it. You can use it to create your process map.
Oh,
It helps
okay.
your life a lot. I mean, you can just look at your process map and then pull out what you need to
Okay.
pull out.
So from the point I got from you now, it's best to write the journey out
Yeah,
so that before
it's
designing,
easier.
so that
Yeah,
okay.
it makes your life
Okay.
really easy.
Okay.
Okay, I'm looking for the low level. No, this is not the one. I need to find that low level process map for you guys. Okay. It's always very big, and that's why stakeholders don't have time. I mean, I don't know. Some stakeholders don't have time. Okay, yeah, this is a low level process map, and as you can see, I have several ends in this one. So you see that is quite big. It's quite. See, I have another end here. So you are seeing the sub processes. So create profile. This is what you have. These are the processes you have to go through to create your profile. And at see what you were asking for. Save changes. It's in the eye level, and then create a course. So these are the sub processes you have to go through to create this particular course. You see that there are several ends in this journey. I think it was Lola that asked about the end. So you see that I have end in both, because it's low level in both system and on my user. See, I have several, like there are some that will not join. This one now cannot join to anything. This process has to end because this is an entire process on its own. And this process too has to end because this is also another process on its own. So there are several processes in this process. So you see it's quite big. Can you see? So this is, let me do this. Yeah, so this is it.
So
Yeah,
in
so
terms of
this is a low level.
in terms of the stakeholder, please, like let's say the developer, are they gonna are we gonna send the low level to them or high level, or who is gonna get the high level, who's gonna get the low level?
It depends on the stakeholders you are dealing with, to be honest. There are some of your stakeholders that just want high level, and that's why it's very important for you to understand who your stakeholders are. If you can understand who your stakeholders are, you will not worry too much about creating what I mean. Just create a process map, the high level process map, and you're good to go. You get. And there are some stakeholders that this high level is too high for them. You have to ensure that it's higher than this. So we have different levels in some will say, they say level 1, level 1.1, level. So it depends on what you are creating, like who you are dealing with as a stakeholder. If a stakeholder is somebody that wants details, you have to create a low level process map. If your stakeholder does not have time, is not bothered, but just wants to see the process, create a high level process map. And there are some stakeholders that they don't have time at all. They can't go through this because this is big for them. You have to ensure that you find a way to make this smaller. You might not do it on Visio, but do it on PowerPoint. Like just create it in smaller visuals that is so beautiful to look at. So understanding who your stakeholders are is very important, and that's the first thing you need to do when you get on a job as a BA. You really need to understand who your stakeholders are, because to make your life easier from that point. and see what they do in the organization. If they've been creating low level process map, you don't have a choice. If they've been creating high level, then it's okay. So it's up to your stakeholders and who you are presenting to. Sometimes it's also for repository, like for safekeeping, for documentation. They just keep this. So they can use it. They might use it, they might not. But let's finish up this before we
Did they
go
use this
into
particular?
question.
Okay.
Did they use it? Yeah, they do, because it's important to see where I mean, especially when you want to go back to stakeholders and get buy-in, you need to present this and say, oh, this is what, like, from what you have said, this is what it is, like, this is what we are going to provide, and yeah, using it to explain what the process is, what this process is going to be. They use it though. Process map is like the heartbeat of every organization. Every organization wants to have a process map. But yeah, even if they don't have at the start, and they employ they will make you create it. Like me now, my organization, they don't have process map, but now I've created about 4 now for 2 different projects, assist and to be, the assist and the to be. So it's not the sweetest thing to do, but it's what it is. Anyways, let's complete this, then we'll go into question and answer, and then we can finish at exactly, I don't know, I hope we don't finish by 11, but like worst case scenario. Okay, so what's the next thing that happens here? What happens? Owners of this project, that we can go to our various houses. Notify users of being matched to a tutor. Then what then happens? I think this is the MVP, yeah. So what happens next? What happens? Like, once they are notified, what next do they need to do?
See the assigned students to.
No, this is for parents, right? Parents is saying that the tutor has been, I mean, they've matched them to a tutor for their child, right? And then because you are going to do two processes, one for one for tutors and one for parents, because you have 2 different users using this system.
Yeah, the parents will be able to see the assigned tutors.
Okay, so notify users of so you are saying parents should view assigned tutors, Abby?
Yes.
View assigned. And what else? What else do they need to do?
So they need to know if it will be online or a physical.
But is that not when they are doing their profile and all of that before they are matched? Are they not going to fill all those information before they are matched?
Is it?
I think the process ends here, I think, because the value they want to get from the website is being able to be matched to a tutor, right? At the end of the day, for their children. So I think the process ends once they've been notified. Okay, they can view the I mean, this is my thought though, I don't know. But yeah, what do you guys think? Because this is the MVP, yeah? Like, the value they need to get out of this website is the fact that the point of coming to this website is so that they can have a website that they can see, they can select tutors for their children. So once the system matches them to a tutor and the system notifies them, what's the next thing? That, I mean, they've achieved the goal of using this website. So I think that's the end of the process. That's my thoughts. What do you guys think?
They might view the tutor's profile.
Okay, view tutor's profile. And what do they want to achieve by viewing the tutor's profile? Because I think they have to do that before they even say, before you say you want to. Okay. Oh, okay. Now this is my thought process. This is my thought process. I'm thinking that at the point of them updating profile before, I mean, are they not supposed to be able to view a particular tutor? Okay, they are not the ones selecting the tutor. It's the system that matches them.
No, they can. Yeah, they can. There's a page that says the tutor can hide their image, so they can view the tutor's image to see who
The tutor that the system
is.
has matched them with. Do they have an option of selecting tutor by themselves, or is the system that just matches them to a tutor once they register?
Is the system.
Okay, so now they can view tutor's profile. Okay, what next? What's the next line of action?
So then they'll be able to choose that. I think that's the next. They'll be able to choose.
They will choose, but you said it's a system that chooses for them.
Sorry. So I think that's the next. That's the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We are finished. This is a very very interesting project, and it's quite big. So yeah, I'm not going to send this to anybody. Sorry, unfortunately, if you think I am, sorry. I'm not going to send this particular process map to anybody because you have to try it out by yourself, make a mistake, and this is everybody's brain. So you guys have to do it by yourself. Sorry. Okay, yeah, now to the questions. But yeah, do we understand? Like, did we get anything from this meeting? Please let it not just be that I'm assuming. Everybody, somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. That year was so
Thank
sharp.
you very much, Boli.
Ogoli, I
Yes,
can
boss.
agree if you say you're not going to send it to everyone, but
Yeah.
sometimes there is a way some of us learn, and
Okay.
even on the job, if we find ourselves on
I
the
need
job,
to see the person talking. Okay. Yes. I'm listening. Make your case. It's okay.
even if we find ourselves on the job, sometimes we need this cheat mode. If you are serious about yourself, you are not going to be looking at it one-on-one if you are doing it on your own, but just a guide so that maybe where you are lost, you just view it again and okay, I've missed this one, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's my
Yes.
excuse anyway.
Yes. Thank you for making your case. I do appreciate your case, but there is a video which I will send to everybody, but I'm not going to send the process map itself that we all did together to anybody. Does that
Is it gonna be in the video, or you are gonna remove it from the video?
Why will I remove it? I can't do that. I'm not that tech
So that's fine. That's what I mean anyway. So it's fine like this.
There's a
It's fine.
video. There's a recording.
Yeah.
I will send the recording to everybody. But
So which is fine,
the process map we all did together. I'm not sending it to anybody because it's like it's just one person's project, and I don't think it's fair. So it means that we've done their job for them, which is not. So I'm not going to send it to anybody. I'm just entering some people here. It's intentional. It's a very intentional sub. And
Please,
they know themselves.
I want to ask.
Yes.
Because I just said, like, that this process map, what sort of analysis? Because I know like there is different process map. Like so this one, what sort of analysis is this used for? Like
gap analysis. Because let's just say this one that we did now, this is the to be, like this is what the future state will look like. The assist, so this is the to be process map. This way
So
might
like,
not be as full as this.
so are you saying this is like for like gap analysis, right?
You can use it for gap analysis, yes, because you create two, right? When you're creating process map, you create the assist. For instance, remember at the beginning of the call when you and I were, I said that you are a change agent for any organization you come into because a change is happening. That's why they actually employed you as a business analyst, right? So when you come on the project, they have a way of doing things. They already had an established way of doing things, which you will capture in process map as a journey. So you capture it, that will be the assist of that process. And then you capture the to be, which is the future state, which is the, I mean, based on the requirements you've gathered, based on the discussion you guys have had, the back and forth, the clarification, and all of that. You capture the future state because they'll tell you this is what we are trying to achieve. So, for example, at work, like I'm working on a particular project now. On what they want to achieve is the digitalization of their current process because everything is done manually via email. I have captured now. I did a BRD and I have captured the current process, like how they currently do things, which is their assist. And then I also captured the future states, even though we already have a project that fits into their, I mean, we already have a system that works for their project. So I captured the future state of how it will be going forward from this, I mean, the digitalization of that their process. I captured it as it to be. So putting those two side by side, we can see the gap in their former process and what they will be achieving in this current process. So you can use that to convince a client to get buying from them as well.
Okay. Sorry, before I take all the time, apart from like the gap analysis, like do you know of any other tools they use for like root cause analysis?
Yeah, I think that for root cause analysis is really doing the research, to be honest. Tools per se, I don't know. I won't lie, I don't know tools per se, but I feel like I'm doing your research to understand where's the project at, because you are trying to really get the point. Well, yeah, we can search online for tools for root cause analysis, to be honest, but I don't personally know all the tools. Yeah, because I don't know everything. Yeah, thank you for understanding. Lola,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah,
Lola, I
thank
see
you
your
for
hand
that, Bolu. You mentioned that this one that we just did now is the to be.
here.
I was thinking that is the
Yes.
assist.
No, because that's the reason I kept on asking them what was the mandate of the project. So this is it to be.
But what did they include all of these processes for them in their mandates?
So when you are given a mandate, the your PO will not necessarily break down. Oh, this is what
Yeah,
I
I
want.
know. So
Yeah.
that's what I was
So
wondering how this is the to be.
yeah, exactly, because they have given you a mandate of this is what I want to achieve, right? So it's from whatever they say that they want to achieve that you draw up. And that's why process map makes you think. It makes you really, really think. They won't necessarily spell out all the processes for you. Just like your own project too. Like when you do your process map, you are doing it like if you are doing a process map now, you are doing it from the to be points because you've written all the acceptance criteria, right? Majority of the acceptance criteria, and the PO has given you this is the goal of the project. This is what I want to achieve at the end of the project. So putting all those requirements together will make you achieve the entire end-to-end journey of your process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I'm still trying to So for me, when I was working on ours, I
Yeah.
started with the assist. That made me understand better why we need to be working on this project, the essence of this project.
The assist, how did you get the assist? Was it what the because for you to get the assist, I mean, you must have gathered it from the requirements, yeah? The assist is not
No,
what you have
so I
started
checked the
working on.
current environment.
Yeah, the current environment of your project, or I mean, is it the
project.
URL that has been given to you by the PO, or like the one that has, I mean, the completed website?
No,
Because you guys have a URL like that you are working on for your team.
Yes. No, I
Yeah,
checked
but
the
that's not
existing website,
okay.
not the
Okay.
one we're working on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but this is like they're already working on this, like for them, for their project. They're already working on it. So okay, now you've understood, you've drawn out the assist, right, of the project and say, oh, this is what is on the current website. Now, how do you get your to be?
From the
How do you
mandate.
get it? Exactly. So it's from the mandate that you get your to be, and then the mandate does not necessarily spell out everything for you. The mandate is like, oh, so some POs are so wonderful that they will tell you that like one of the projects I'm working on, I've tried so hard to get what's your current process like? Like what's the current process? Because they don't have a website, they are doing everything manually. Because of course they are brokers. They just send an email to the underwriter writes it back, and so it's so difficult for me to. And the guy was just like, yeah, we just get projects and all of that, and that's it. Like we get projects, we talk to the underwriter and we rate it, and I need to do a process map from that. So I had to, I had to think about, okay, what are the other processes that can come into this for a broker underwriter relationship, and then use that. It never really gave me what they want for the to be, but we have a system that that have similar products, like not similar, but some products, because what they want to achieve is digitalization, and it's this system that will help them achieve it. So that was how I was able to create it to be for that. So you necessarily, they might not, I mean, the what are they calling it? The PO might not necessarily spell out the entire process for you, but definitely you know that okay, this is the goal that this PO have in mind, and then I can create a process from it.
Okay.
Does that make
Thank
sense?
you.
Yeah, it makes us
Yeah,
really think. It's hard, like sometimes. No, it's not really hard. Let me stop saying it's hard, but yeah, but also you can use your acceptance criteria. It helps you if you write your acceptance criteria in a journey manner to really help you do your processes. Ola, you have your hands up. Yeah. So before we
Hello.
go, I want to. Hello.
Hi, Bolu. My hands have been up for almost 2 hours now.
Sorry, I was not here. Sorry.
I was just going to ask about when I'll be able to get the VCO I told you about.
You've not gotten Visio in all these days.
So I've gotten it, but I can't log in again. Saying so many users have.
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I already sent a message to Mr. Deji because he's the one that bought the licenses. You get, so I already sent him a message. I'll send another reminder. I don't know what's going on. I'll send another mail. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so I wanted to show. I know that there are some people here that have not been able to log into Visio. So I just wanted to show you another option so that nothing stops you. Let me see.
Sorry,
Bolu,
sorry. Hi,
while you are
Bolu.
doing that, okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry, Bolu. I wanted to ask a question on gap analysis.
Yes.
Like for a new project that doesn't really have a previous state.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Mm. because what we're trying to do, we're creating an MVP. So if it's a new project, if it's a new website that doesn't really have a previous state, so how do we go about it?
Okay, we are creating it from scratch, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a greenfield project that never existed. What I mean, you're coming into the project. Is it a new organization? Has the organization been existing before?
No.
Okay. Yeah, and in that way you don't need it to I mean you don't need to create an assist for it. Do you get? You don't need to
Okay.
create an assist for it because it's completely new. You don't have any thing to say, oh, this is the assist for this project.
Okay, but you know the tricky part of what the PO said. He said in the mandate, he said the website, it's an application currently used by a community in Canada.
Okay, so then it's not new now. That means the project
Yeah,
is
but just that when you try to read up about it, when you try to check, you're not seeing anything.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, you just ask the PO. Like for me now, I had to ask the question. So tell me about your current process. What's the current process? Like I said, you might not get the sweetest, sorry, you might not get the best of the answers, but well, that's why you're a BA. You have to improvise. Yeah. So every stakeholder is different, and you just really need to understand them. All right. I wanted to show you guys another option I found, and it's almost like Visio. It's really really nice. This is Lucid Charts, and then you can create your swim lane. Almost the same. You get, and then you can go back here to the sorry, to this shape panel, and then create your uses terminator. You can change it, edit it. It brings out the shapes as well, just like Visio does, and tells you it's. So this is a sub process. This is data decision. I mean, it's writing it inside the box. So yeah, yes, it automatically brings out yes for you. And because you are clicking on decision. So yeah, and this is another option instead of just waiting around, and it's free, although it has limited distance. But I'll try to remind Mr. DJ about the Visio. I don't know why some people are having issues with it, but yeah, let's see what happens. So yeah,
But
you
this
can
looks
edit this as
somehow
well.
friendly, more friendly than Microsoft
Visio,
Visio.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so try
Just
out the
like
option.
Power BI and Tableau. Just like that. Power BI looks simpler than it looks simpler
User
than
friendly,
Tableau. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just like
Okay.
that. It's almost the same. So you can try things. So like this one now, I was looking, yeah, this is an assist process. This is a current process of like a good example. Like I was saying, it's not necessarily user and system. As you can see, there's no system here. It's client, broker, underwriter. That's why it's swimming, because it has different connections, as you can see, like that, like that, like that. And yeah, so I used it for work because I was yet to be given a Visio license. So rather than just sit down and do nothing, I had to be proactive, and that's part of being a BA as well. You have to find ways to improvise, even if you don't get what you want as at Wendy. Because at work it can be very annoying. You don't like it. Sometimes they don't answer you, or they will answer and then not be able to give you a solution. And time is going. You have to deliver. So I had to find this. And it's interesting to use, to be honest. So I said I was going to share with you guys, for those that are having issues with Visio. You can try this. And if you want to use it for UML, it's so nice for UML. Yeah, it's really friendly. So you have the UML shapes, containers, and all of those. Yeah. So yeah, play around with it as much as you want to. Yeah. Okay, all the people they answer, I hope I've answered their question. Any other question or any other issue you want to raise or clarification?
One more question, Bolu. Sorry,
Yes,
sorry,
boss.
Gladys. I was speaking to one or two friends. I think I saw from their laptop, and I found out that there's something called FigJam. Can FigJam do the same thing as Visio and Lucidchart?
Yeah, FigJam has a bit of limitation. I'm just going to open it for you now that you've mentioned. Yeah, it doesn't have Streamlane like Lucid, but it has some. Yeah, you can use it for process flow, user journey, and all of those. But yeah, can you see my screen? 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, can you see my screen? Okay. Yeah, this is Figma. Sorry, it's rolling, rolling. This is FigJam. 1 minute. Let me just start up. I think I've abandoned my Figma. Don't be angry, Figma. I think I created it. Okay, I don't think it's there. Oh, right. It's sorry. Let me just open it. Let me open a new one and show you how it works. Yeah, FigJam. Yeah, it doesn't have as much capacity. I mean, it doesn't have the swim lane. That's the only thing that it doesn't have, but it has so many interactive diagrams that are very interesting to use. So I use it. I use Miro. I use a lot of tools to just make my life easy because I like the easy life. Yeah, but for process mapping that I need to use Swimlane, I prefer to use Microsoft Visio, probably because I missed it. Yeah, so I use Visio because I've been using Visio for a while and I've practiced so much on it. But I've also used Miroboard to do I've used Miroboard to do context mapping. Yeah, there is user journey. So this is flowchart. I've used FigJam for flowcharts. So this is a flowchart. Yeah, and then you can add more, like if you want to. So you can add more to the yeah. So there are many things. My system is not wanting to cooperate.
Thank you. I was just going to ask that.
That's it. Adenika, you have your answer.
Yeah, thank you, Bolu. I was just asking if there's going to be another meeting for this process now.
For this process map?
Yeah, is there going to be another meeting?
I mean, it's recorded, so I'll send the recording to you guys. But if you are stuck, I'm happy to jump on a call with you. You must have tried out something. And I mean, I'm happy for you to make mistake and then call me. But I don't think I want to have another organized meeting like this. I don't know. I don't think so. The next time I want to meet you guys is to walk through your CV and prepare you for interview because you guys are ready. I want to get the job. You don't need plenty things anymore. You are matured now. Yeah, so FigJam can do a lot of things, like very interesting stuff. You can even use this for your what do they call that thing that Mr. Eliasi wrote it to? Can't remember.
My
Okay, all
map.
those the things you told us BA to do, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that stuff that I can't even remember. No, I
Is
can't
it my
remember what he
map?
had. Okay, I don't know if he has my, but yeah, Miro has a very great mind map. So I use different tools for different, maybe because I'm used to them. You get like for mind map now, I'm used to Miro. So I've not tried mind map on another tool, but let's search. Yeah, so this is how the user flow is on. Can you see? This is the user flow, the flow chart, sorry. Flow chart, user flow on FigJam.
What's the name of this app again? Feature?
It's Figma, but it has FigJam in it.
Okay.
Mind map. I said, yay, it has mind map, but it's not that great. That's the reason I don't use some things for some things. It's not that great.
Well, this one too is used for wireframe as well, right?
Yeah. But more interactive interactive wireframe is more complicated. Figma can be used for wireframe, not FigJam. This is a mind map. I don't want to stress myself to have this kind of mind map. Where is the thing? Anyways, yes. So accept tools and just enjoy yourself as you go along. That's how to do it. So it's already 11:02 and we are closing. All right, good night, guys.
Thank you.
I hope
Thank you,
we had
Bolu.
Thank you, Bolu.
a great
Thank
session.
you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Good night.
Good
night.
Lola, you have your hands up. Is this a fresh
Thank you.
hand
Good
or?
night.
Okay.
It's actually a